Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here on a Friday evening. Don't worry, the weekend is coming soon. I will begin by referring to one of Aesop's fable, a pretty popular one, I'm sure you must know. Androceles and the Lion. Androceles, the slave, was thrown in front of a lion as punishment from running away from his master. The lion came up to Androceles in hopes of Androceles being his next meal. However, the slave whispered something in the lion's ear, and the lion just walked away sheepishly. The story never mentioned what was said in the lion's ear. However, I think I finally figured it out. I suppose if asked, Androceles would say that he told the lion that if the lion ate him, then the lion would have to make an after-dinner public speech. Imagine the king of the jungle himself shaking at the thought of public speaking. A thought that I definitely cannot relate to standing here. Cut to my own story now. Imagine this. During the days of online learning, a 13-year-old girl is sitting nervously at her desk at 10 in the morning. Nervous because she's a member of the Student Wellness Council and is supposed to be recording a presentation that will be viewed by the NYP students on the topic of mental health. Her legs are shaking beneath the desk because she wants this to go absolutely perfectly without any stumbling or fumbling. Her nails are picking at some paper flashcards because she read somewhere that it's going to be effective in retaining information properly. And let me tell you, it was not that effective. So, a teenage girl worrying about a presentation that is not even going to be shown live. And now, imagine this. The same girl, but 1.5 years later, but now 15 years old, standing on stage at a TEDx event trying to explain the predicaments of her past self. Yeah, a huge social leap. I know. I think it can be assumed that I wasn't always a big fan when it came to addressing large crowds, though I feel like the situation is a bit different now. So, what changed? Why did I go from being plagued with even creating something that is going to be viewed by a large audience to speaking in front of a live one? What made me break the barrier of my comfort zone in that area and have the courage to stand here? Before we delve deeper into that, however, let's first address what a comfort zone actually is. In my thinking, a comfort zone is a place, situation, or mindset where an individual feels safe, protected, and at ease. It does not test you. You feel comfortable and in control because lack of risk present in this space. An accurate example of this would be having a job that you thoroughly dislike, but making no effort to leave or resign, maybe because you dread facing an uncertain future. You do not know what your life will be like without this stable job that grounds you financially, so you don't take the risk and find out. You remain safely in your comfort zone. The thing about a comfort zone, however, is even though you feel safe and protected, it restricts personal growth. Personal growth is a term we often hear in life, but are we truly aware of what it entails? Personal growth, according to the Berkeley Wellbeing Institute, is a process of developing new skills, attitudes, actions, or reactions that have a positive impact on your life and increase your overall well-being. It also helps in reaching maximum potential. Well, for me, leaving the comfort zone is exciting as it places you in situations you haven't been in before. It leaves you adaptable and self-confident. However, personal growth can only occur when you are not in your comfort zone or are in something called a growth zone. A growth zone is where you set new goals for yourself and are working towards finding your true purpose. It sounds very existential. I know, it's simpler than that, I promise. Basically, our target here is to leave the comfort zone and work towards reaching the growth zone as it nurtures personal growth and development and also maximum potential. Now, personally speaking, throughout life, there have been many opportunities where I've had the chance to either stay in my comfort zone or take the risk and step out of it. I always try to prefer the latter. And yes, that might be because my teacher once applauded me on being a risk taker in year 5, and I've just tried to stick to that. No, I'm only joking. I like to take risks and step out of my comfort zone because I find that I actually like personal growth and development. I like reaching new heights and seeing how far I can go, finding out what I like, what I dislike, and what I enjoy. I view breaking my comfort zone as almost as a form of self-discovery. As I previously mentioned, I wasn't always a big fan when it came to speaking in front of large crowds, but I look at it as a challenge for myself now, something to keep me on my toes every now and then. I guess my standing here and giving a TEDx talk in itself is reaching new heights and breaking parts of my comfort zone, and that's progress. I like that. But if we're talking exact steps, how does one break the comfort zone? And how can you actively step out of yours to relish in opportunities you weren't even aware existed before? Standing here, I recall how I went about it. Well, firstly, I recognized what my comfort zone was. This can be in any aspect of your life: academic, social, personal, job-related, etc. Realize what you're comfortable with and what not. Because how will you break the barrier of your comfort zone if you don't know what it is? Having a clear sight as to what you find challenging can be effective in setting productive goals. Because you're not really going to break the barrier of comfort zone if you just achieve something you were already comfortable doing. You see, a comfort zone is not a good benchmark for setting goals or achievements because you're already aware that you can do that. So, situate what is in your comfort zone. Secondly, I became a yes person. I was letting new opportunities present themselves to me and allowing myself to accept them. When I was younger, I didn't really try anything new because I was a bit of a picky child. I had a set of skills and I thought I should just stick to activities pertaining to them since that is what I know best. So when my mom suggested that I should try Modeling Animations or MUN, my first answer was a categorical no. I agreed soon after though because I forgot that I don't have a say in this situation. Thanks, Mom. But the point is, I didn't even want to try. I was saying no from the very beginning. Intuitively, however, 1.5 years later, I actually teach MUN to my fellow students now. So, you see, you need to open yourself up to new opportunities so that they incentivize you to step out of your comfort zone, and you can do that by simply saying yes to them. Another way you can think about breaking that barrier is by developing a growth mindset. Now, this is linking back to what I mentioned earlier about transitioning from the comfort zone to the growth zone. I know, a lot of growing going on. But William S. Burroughs once said, when you stop growing, you start dying. What I think he meant by that is that you should always be looking to start implementing improvements to your life based on past experiences. It is when you enjoy the challenge and don't view failure as a hindrance because you're able to view the bigger picture. That's what a growth mindset is. You don't look at a crash or a deviation as a misdirect, but rather as a springboard for growth and development. I realized that a growth mindset is motivation to try new things and hence automatically step out of your comfort zone. Not only that, but one should also scrutinize, why is it that you want to step out of your comfort zone barrier? Why do you want to break that comfort zone barrier? This can be for many reasons, of course, from trying to attain self-confidence or self-resilience to simply attracting more excitement to your life. This is vital, as it helps you pinpoint your motivator or your drive for breaking that comfort zone barrier. It is also important to think critically about your motivator, because that is what is going to be anchoring your energy and your thoughts. To put things into perspective, let me give you an example from my life. I decided that I wanted to break the barrier of my comfort zone in year 9. I had decided that because in year 8, I don't know how or what I did, but at the end of the year, my name was highly commended for the BSJ Spirit Award. I wasn't always very involved with the school in year 8 and was part of maybe 1 or 2 councils, so I thought if by putting only that much effort, my name could be highly commended. What if I put all my effort into that in year 9 and tried winning that award? So enter year 9, where I piled more on my plate than I could possibly ever handle, trying out new things, loads of UCAs, loads of councils. Obviously, I failed to realize that I was overloading myself and that at times I was struggling to keep up with everything. And at the end of the year, when the assembly took place, I didn't win the award or see my name highly commended. I remember sitting at the back of raffles for 2 minutes. I had that straight thought that all the effort I put in and I didn't get what I wanted, trying new things and doing everything, and it just didn't matter. Looking back at that little moment though, I can't believe that I was blind enough to not see the growth that my journey for 1 year had inspired in me. Not getting that award is actually a win for me in my book now, because that is what pushed me to realize that there's more to my effort than just that. For those 2 minutes, I wasn't grateful for what I had accomplished over a year, but now as I look back, I am. I can now recognize that if I hadn't partaken in everything that I did last year, I wouldn't even be close to doing what I'm doing right now. It's all of the hard work that I put in last year to try new things and get myself out there, despite having reservations, that I'm reaping now. As I said earlier, I break the barrier of my comfort zone now because I enjoy personal growth and development. So my motivator is different now. It's not the same. I find joy in seeing myself change. That's my new motivation now. It is healthy for me and it is clearly working. So that's how I broke my mental barrier and recognized opportunities that lie beyond the threshold of one's comfort zone. Trust me, break that comfort zone barrier and give yourself space to improve, to adapt, to be excited, to feel confident and resilient too, but most importantly, to grow. It's a glamorous journey, and you feel pride in being able to sense development and know that now you're doing things you don't ever dream of. And anyways, John Ashraf once said that a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Thank you everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening.